Hey you all, it's Suzie. So with this program, with Unconditional Badass, we're going to have 3 yoga practices. Well, we're focusing on mind, body, and spirit. So this first yoga practice is going to be for the mind. Lends to mental clarity, tons of yummy forward folds, and really when you're working with mental clarity and when you're working with the mind, the breath rules. Be very aware of the breath. I'm going to call each breath. And we're going to have the inhale be a little bit more pronounced than the exhale. Wakes up the mind, wakes up the body, and it should be really fun. These are really short little practices. If you need any more modifications than the modifications video, please shoot me an email, Suzie@4everhealthyu, the number 4 and then everhealthyu.com. So send me an email. I don't care. I'll answer any questions. I'll make sure that all these videos are really accessible. This is a simple little program. It's just what's meant for this program is to get you consistent about your mind, body, and spirit. So what you're going to need for what I use for almost all my practices, I use a couple blocks. I have one under my booty because my back hurts, so I always sit up on a block. So I always use blocks because, as you'll see, when you watch me practicing yoga, you'll notice that I walk down my legs. Sometimes I walk up my legs. I have a real interesting spine. So if you have lower back pain, if you have middle back pain, if you have neck pain, anything, yoga practice and exercise is still really accessible to you. You just have to use modifications. So I use blocks, I use a strap, and I use a blanket underneath my knees because my knees are super sensitive. I have a link on my website, on my blog, foreverhealthyu.com, where you can buy these. But you know what? They always have them at TJ Maxx. I see them at Dick's Sporting Goods. A lot of times, they'll be on a weird shelf at Marshall's, Walmart, any kind of, sporting goods store. So 2 blocks, yoga strap or a belt or a towel that you roll up to be really long, and a blanket for under your knees. Get creative. All right, thanks.
Come to the front of your mat. Make sure you get grounded in your feet. Big toe mound, pinky toe, heel, totally centered on your feet. Weight equally distributed, and inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, lower your arms. Bring them into prayer. Inhale, raise your arms. Little back bend if you wish. Exhale, hands to prayer, just warming up the body and mind. Inhale, arms up, deep inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Use your blocks if you need. Inhale, halfway up to your fingertips. Exhale, fold. Deep inhales here. Inhale, arms up over your head. Hands to prayer. Inhale, arms up over your head. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway up, look up. And fold forward once again. Move your blocks. Step your right foot back into a lunge. And then come back into downward facing dog. Come forward into a plank. Drop your knees to the mat. Lower all the way down. Come up, cobra pose. Back through bent knees. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward into a lunge. Bring your left foot forward. Grab your blocks. Halfway up, look up. Fold forward slowly. Inhale, arms up overhead. And hands to prayer. Any modifications you need, any extra pops, grab it in this practice. Arms up overhead. Fold forward. hands to the blocks. Halfway up to your fingertips, look up and fold forward. Move the blocks and step your left foot back into a lunge. Really gentle here. Fold forward. Come forward into plank. Lower down. Point your toes back. Cobra pose. Come through bent knees into downward facing dog. Left foot forward. Right foot forward. Fold. Come halfway up and fold forward once again. Arms up overhead. Bring your hands to prayer. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the blocks. Just concentrating on your breath here. And then fold forward. Step your right foot back, right knee comes to the mat, arms up overhead. Be slow here. Watch your thoughts. Make sure you're not going to your list for the day. Bring your hands to prayer. Bring that right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Really gentle here. Use a prop on the outside of your leg if you need to. Just concentrating on the spine, clearing the mind, hands back overhead. Use the blocks. Step forward. Halfway up, look up. Fold forward. Arms up overhead. Hands to prayer. Stay with the breath. Arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway up, look up to your fingertips, and then fold forward once again. Now step your left foot back, and your left knee comes to the mat. Bring your arms overhead, and your hands to prayer. And now bring your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Be gentle with this pose. Use blocks, use props. Don't even do the twist. Stay in prayer. Twists come. So you'll see me use my knee. Hands up overhead. Use your blocks. And then step that left foot forward. Halfway up. And fold forward. Arms up overhead. Little bit of a back bend here if you want. Hands to prayer. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, fold forward. Bent knees if you need to get to these blocks. Halfway up, look up. And then just fold forward. Step your right foot back into a lunge and left foot back, come into plank. Everything pulling to the center. Mind is on the breath. Knees to the mat. Lower all the way down to the mat. Come up cobra pose. And downward dog. Bring your right foot forward, left heel to the mat. Come up, warrior one. Reaching up, inner thighs pulling in. Clasp your hands behind your back, open your chest, and then fold forward, humble warrior. Keep that right hip exactly where it is. Don't let it jut out to the side. It kind of wants to. Hands to the mat. Step back to plank. all the way. Be gentle with yourself learning these poses. Cobra pose. And downward facing. Now your left foot's going to come forward, right heel to the mat. Walk up your legs. You can see me. Hands overhead. Warrior one, left side. Clasp your hands behind your back. Open up your chest and fold forward as far as you can. Keep that left hip in line. Don't let it jut out to the side. Hands to the mat. Step back to plank. Use any of your plank modifications. Knees can be on the mat here if you need to. And then lower down. Cobra pose. Back through bent knees. Downward facing dog. Mind is on the breath. Bring your right foot forward. Bring your hands to your knee. Push into that left big toe mound. Arms up overhead in just a crescent lunge. If you need your hands to be out to the side or in prayer on your hips to maintain balance, by all means. Hands come back to the knee. I protect my lower back. So bring that foot out to the edge of the mat. That right hand comes to the instep side. Reach it to the sky, opening up your hip. Bring it back. And then step back, downward dog. Once again, left foot comes forward. Use your knee to walk up. Get into that crescent lunge. Push into that right big toe mound. And then arms come up. They can be out to the side in prayer. And breathe. Now hands come to your knees. Walk here till your left foot out to the edge of the mat. Left hand comes to the instep side and lift that left hand. You can bring the right knee to the mat if you need to. It's an awesome hip stretch. Left hand back down and step the left foot back. Stretch out in down dog. Notice your mind working. If this is all new to you, are you getting frustrated? Where's your mind going? Simple practice. Keep with it. Remember what I said. Give me 90 days. Stay with me. Come forward like you're going to pounce. Stay here. Everything pulling. Come back to downward dog. Calm your mind. Walk forward. Use your blocks. Halfway up, look up. Fold forward. Arms up overhead. I have experience with quitting before the miracle happens, so stay with this. You're a miracle. Come to the center of your mat. Bring one leg up, bent knee. Just working on balance here. Spread those toes, hands out to the side for counterbalance. Calming the mind. Take that right hand on the inside of that right knee. Swing it out to the side as far as you can. No big deal. When I first started this, I was falling all over the place. So we're going to play with a little tree pose. You can put your foot on your ankle, just not around your knee. If you can bring it all the way up and balance here, beautiful. Hands in prayer. So push in with the foot on your leg just as much as you do push the leg into the foot. Bring the hands over top if you can. Tree pose. Vrikshasana. Bring your hands back to prayer. Knee comes forward, come out just like you came in. Let's play with the other side. Shake that foot out. Knee comes up. Spread those toes. Get yogi feet. Strong in the pelvic floor, strong in the belly here. Bring that knee out to the side with the left hand. Open up the hip. This doesn't have to look perfect. Be lighthearted, be willing to bobble. My foot is a bit closer to my knee than it needs to be. Bring yours down a little bit. Once I watch my videos, I can see what's wrong with them. So if you can bring your foot up like this to balance, beautiful, hands to prayer, everything pushing to the center. Bring your arms up, open up. Or stay in that first position with the foot down near the ankle. Hands back to prayer. Bring the knee forward and lower it down. So come into a wide-legged forward fold. Knees can be bent if they need to. Hands on your blocks. Just stretching out the back. Bring the booty back and reach the crown forward. And if you can bring your hands to the mat, do that, opening up the whole back body. If you can grab onto your ankles and pull the head between the legs, do that. Strong in the quadriceps here. That allows the hamstrings to open. Head gets closer to the mat. And breathe. Bring your forehead to the mat. If you can do that, bring your chin away. Step or jump to the center. Bend your knees. You can roll up. I have to walk up my legs. Come back to the front of your mat. Go ahead and move that fleshy part of your bottom here. So just stretching out, forward folding. Use your strap. So chest comes forward and just sit up like an L. You see it, and then move your chest forward, but don't go so far as to where your back hunches over. Not hunchasana. We're just stretching out the hamstrings. You can walk down a little bit. Chin stays out. Doesn't matter how far you go, you're just waking up the body. And now surrender the head down. If you're super bendy, go ahead and fold all the way over. Keep breathing. Be patient with this. This was years in the making for me. So now bend your left foot up to your inner thigh. Put that foot on your inner thigh. Bring your sternum to where it's over your knee, and then fold forward over your right leg and roll that left shoulder in. And be gentle here. It doesn't matter how far you go. If you need something under your knee, do that. My knees are a little sensitive in this pose. And then come up. Help that left knee up. And then same thing. Bend the right leg in. Let the knee fall out to the side and fold forward over your left foot. Now right shoulder rolls into the center so your shoulders are level. Just gentle here, just gentle stretching. All you're thinking about is your breath, my voice, clearing the mind. Put the soles of your feet together. Reach the crown of the head, reach the chest forward. A little gentle stretch for the inner thighs. Bring your feet to the floor, knees, hips distance apart. Just raise your bottom, roll your shoulders underneath you, clasp your hands behind your back into a fist if you can, or just leave your hands on the floor, opening up the back. Push way out through your knees here, lower down. Calm the mind here in this moment. Stretch out your right leg. Stretch out your left leg. Open your palms to the sky. And rest here in Shavasana, corpse pose. I hope you enjoyed this. You have a beautiful mind. Namaste.